This is PNW TV News with me, Boitumelo Monare. In the headlines tonight, the Aurum Institute hosts an Arrive Alive campaign in Klerksdorp, and we hear from the Minister of Home Affairs on new technology designed to strengthen South African borders. Also ahead this evening, the World Trade Organization celebrates 30 years. And in the sports, Orlando Pirates coach Jose Riviero condemns violence between Pirates and MC Alger. A warm welcome to our viewers here in Klerksdorp and across the Northwest Province. First up tonight, earlier today, the Aurum Institute, an international health organization, hosted an Arrive Alive campaign in Klerksdorp. Now, with the Easter season upon us, the Aurum Institute Occupational Health and Safety Committee saw it necessary to remind local communities about road safety during this period. Our reporter Boitumelo Monare met with Aurum Institute spokesperson Thabo Modisanyane. Let's take a look.
Sebueledi sa Aurum Institute ebong Thabo Modisanyane. Thabo re itsise gore purpose ya letsatsi le ke eng?
All right, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. We as the Aurum Institute and other stakeholders, we have realized that we use this road very often and the road is not in good conditions. So we are trying by all means to make motorists alert of the dangers of this road and to tell them a message of arriving alive and being safe on the road.
Tell us what you are aiming to achieve with this campaign.
The message is clear. Motorists must always be alert on the road because this road is not right at all. So the message is clear. Be alert on the road always. And then the message, as we are approaching Easter, we know the number of accidents that happen on the road during the Easter is very high. So to all the motorists, please stay alert, arrive alive, and most importantly, don't drink and drive.
Mr. Kaibe is from the Matlosana Traffic Department. He advised motorists on how to stay safe on the roads.
Ntate Kaibe mo Matlosana Traffic lefapha la pharakano mo Matlosana e re fela ke itsisi modudi wa Matlosana gore mo re leng teng mo re eme mo Reitman and Force ka mo Velkopis mo eleng re keng rena dikolo tse pedi sa Ashton se sentšha sa Ashton Private School le West Valley ke sekolo sentse se le teng nako yotlhe mme re tlile fa ka go tla go bontsha le go diragatsa tiro ya rona re le Matlosana Traffic mme re ikamagantse le ba Aurum Institute le Shout It Now le bona ba Star FM re teng fela fa re tlo go bontsha gore batho ba rona gore re tshwenyegile fela thata ka safety ya lona mme go tloga fo ke taba gore fela re tshwenyegile fela ka taba di pothole tse re di bonang di tlalatletse mo teng ga Matlosana le mo ntlo wa batho re feletsa ile gore re dirisana le department ya infrastructure mo Matlosana e bontshang gore re tlo go diragatsa gore di pothole tse bang di teng mo teng ga Matlosana di feletse le gore ke di a kwaliwa ba roads department le bone ba bantse ba le teng fela jalo metlha le metlha yo tlhere ntse re le ka fa ka fo Reitman and Force le ka mo some threat ka fa le re ntse re thusa bana go feta mo ditleng tsa rona tse di faloganeng gore ba tsene ba le safe mo teng ga sekolo jalo mme ra kopa tswetswe mo bathong ba rona ba eno re ke ba dirisa tsela ya Reitman and Force go ya ka mo setting ya Velkopis re kopa re le mogang di pothole tse bang di teng mme ga bona batho ba roads department ka ba infrastructure ba le teng mo ba tlo go thusana le lona ba tlo go bakanya ditsela dirisana le bone sentle mme mo letlheng le gape ya ka re bona re le mo letlheng la Easter holidays re a kopa tswetswe le teng ha mo tsamang teng o tlo go tsamaya itemogela di roadblocks anywhere mo teng ga Matlosana mo ntwa batho mme ke tsa Arrive Alive re simolla Arrive Alive mo teng ga le gae la rona e leng Matlosana re tlo go le dira mo teng ga di suburbs tsa rona mo re itlelang gore batho ba driver ba sena di driving license mo teng dikoloi di tsamaya di se mo ditseleng di sena di license disk mme re a kopa re tswetswe dirisa ditsela tsa rona ka botshwanedi bo felletseng re kopa re le tswetswe ga o tsamaya ka fa le ka fo N12 ya o lebile ka mo Stilfontein le teng wa go fitlhela go na le mo metsi a ntse a tlala mo teng mo Kovi, between Kovi and Nelson Mandela le teng fale Sandra le ntse le teng ka fo go thusa ka fo gore tsela eo e siame e kwale di-pothole tse bang di teng ka fo dirisana le bone ka fo mme re le Matlosana traffic re le Matlosana city of Matlosana municipality re dira bojotlhe ba rona ba gore re bone gore ditsela tsa rona di babatselegile re dira bonnete ba gore bana ba rona ga ba ya dikolong ba bolekegile re dira bonnete botlhe ba gore mo re tsamayang teng re le community ya rona ya Matlosana re bone gore ditsela tsa rona di siame ga re itemogele bo go senyegelwa ke dikoloi mo re a kopa mo gona le di-potholes teng Roma ga ya agiwa ka letsatsi le nosi e agilwe ka matsatsi a mantsi tota le dijara mme e ba le pele le rona re a fitlha fo re tlo go kwala di-potholes tsa rona re ntse re le staffa se senyane sa Matlosana mme re kopa fela le re inele matsogo mo metsing re tlo go feletsa le go keng re dira se re tshwanetseng re se dire re le Matlosana municipality re a leboga.
Kyk na die potholes, dit is verskriklik en die reën het skade gemaak en die mense maak skade. Kyk na julle spoed, trek af, rus. Hê respek vir die res van die mense. Dankie.
Drive slowly, avoid potholes, be cautious of your other drivers and be safe this Easter.
Don't drink and drive. Choose to stay alive. Enjoy the rest of the day. Don't drink and drive. Choose to stay alive. Enjoy the day.
Setlamo sa Aurum se golagane le ditlamo tse ding di ne di tshwere letsholo la Arrive Alive mo e neng e le go lemosa bakgweetsi ka ga dikotsi tse e leng gore di tlhole di diragala ka nako ya Pasika. Ke Boitumelo Monare bo dikgang tsa Platinum Northwest TV, Clickstop.
More provincial news as the ongoing vala umgodi operations in the Boitumelo Sub-District 2 continue to achieve success. This is after members arrested 38 males in Sun City and Tlhabane for various crimes, including possession of drugs and unlawful possession of ammunition. Police spokesperson in the Northwest Province, Colonel Adele Mayberg, elaborates.
Mention of the Immigration Act. All mentioned suspects will appear in the Tlhabane and Mankweng Magistrate Courts respectively. The suspects are from different countries including Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Malawi, Nigeria and Lesotho. The Acting Provincial Police Commissioner, Major General Patrick Asaneng, indicated that the influx and continued arrests of most illegal immigrants involved in illegal mining is a cause for grave concern for the police. He said, I quote, "While these arrests by the Vala umgodi team are welcomed, it is worrisome that the real masterminds who are the real beneficiaries and funders of illegal migration and illegal mining are not being arrested. It is known that Zamazamas are not the real problem and therefore the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, Organized Crime and Intelligence Unit, Border Management Authority, the South African National Defence Force and Crime Intelligence should intensify their operations if illegal mining is to be completely eradicated."
More news tonight. In efforts to improve border management and security, the Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Leon Schreiber, has unveiled cutting-edge new drone and body-worn camera technology to be rolled out by the Border Management Authority. This means for the first time ever, South African borders and ports will be monitored using drone technology. The minister made the announcement in a joint briefing with the Border Management Authority in Pretoria.
Today is a momentous occasion for the Border Management Authority as an institution, but also for South Africa as a country. Because today we are showcasing the single biggest step forward in border management that we have seen probably ever. And it is a step that is based around our commitment to digital transformation. What you see before you in terms of the devices that we will showcase a little bit later is concrete proof of the fruits that follow when we commit ourselves to using technology in smarter and more effective ways. We have really said right from the start that using technology is the only way that we are going to make up for shortfalls, whether those shortfalls be financial, whether those shortfalls be in terms of human resources. And today we are going to demonstrate to you what we mean by that. And we are going to, I believe, send a very clear message about the capabilities of the Border Management Authority as a law enforcement entity and about the huge progress we are making in security.
Now with that, let's get the latest in international news. Israel's defense minister has said it will expand its so-called security zone in Gaza to include the southern city of Rafah. Now, during a visit to the area, Israel Katz said the military was leaving Gaza smaller and more isolated to pressure Hamas into releasing Israeli hostages. The expansion to cover Rafah and surrounding areas comes after the military ordered civilians to evacuate and then went on to establish new corridors separating them from nearby Khan Yunis. Now, according to the UN, more than 300,000 Palestinians have been displaced once again with no safe place to go. The UN also warns that supplies of food, medicine and fuel have run out because Israel blocked deliveries of humanitarian aid into Gaza since the 2nd of March. Let's now get the business news. This year, the World Trade Organization celebrates its 30th anniversary, marking 3 decades of shaping global trade policy and fostering economic cooperation. On Thursday, the 10th of April, the organization held an event which brought together senior government officials, private sector representatives, civil society and intergovernmental organizations to exchange views on the achievements and challenges of the organization, as well as multilateral trading systems. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa delivered this address.
South Africa reaffirms its support for the reform initiative that is being spearheaded by the Director General of the WTO. We must redouble our efforts to ensure that trade supports development. WTO rules must facilitate structural transformation that integrates developing countries into the global trade. Governments must be afforded the requisite policy space to enable them to be more responsive to their domestic challenges, and trade rules must be recalibrated to provide policy space for developing countries to industrialize. Friends, the 30th anniversary of the establishment of the WTO takes place in challenging and uncertain times. We are seeing unilateral and protectionist measures being implemented by some advanced economies that are outside the agreed upon multilateral framework. It is incumbent on all of us to ensure that the multilateral trading system is strengthened and not weakened, or we risk the encroachment of a global trade regime that is based on power dynamics.
In more business news, a significant improvement to public health is set to come from the creation of 1,650 jobs to accommodate the industry's expanding demand. The announcement follows a series of nationwide protests in 2024, demanding that the Health Department place more emphasis on creating jobs. Minister of Health Aaron Motsoaledi made the news on Thursday during a press conference in Centurion.
We'll start with employment of healthcare professionals. Early this year, the country woke up to widespread dissatisfaction about the employment of healthcare professionals, especially doctors, in the midst of shortage in the public healthcare system. Unfortunately, at that moment, the Department of Health could not do anything due to budgetary constraints, which were brought about by consistent austerity measures practiced by the country for over a decade. However, the new budget by the Minister of Finance on the 12th of March 2025, we believe we are in a position to announce to you today that the Council has approved advertisement of 1,200 jobs for doctors, 200 nurses, and 250 other healthcare professionals at the cost of 1.78 billion rand. The Human Resources Unit will soon commence with recruitment processes once all logistics have been finalized.
Now with that, stay with us as we wrap up with the sports news. Orlando Pirates coach Jose Riviero has condemned the violent scenes that erupted after his side's victory over MC Alger in the CAF Champions League on Wednesday. The victory was marred by ugly scenes that transpired after the game when MC Alger's technical team and players got into a fierce altercation with the Pirates bench. The situation got worse when Pirates fans invaded the pitch to protect their players and technical team. The police then intervened to disperse the fans off the pitch. Now, it's not the first time a crowd goes out of control at a game with Pirates. Today marks exactly 21 years since a stampede claimed 43 lives during a league match between Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs at the Ellis Park Stadium in Johannesburg. This was in 2001. Now today the country honors those who lost their lives at the Doornfontein Arena on the 11th of April 2001. Now that is your Friday night broadcast. We'll be back again on Monday. From all of us here in studio, good night.